Look at me being a jackass. Thank you guys. Obviously, a lot going on my mind today and a lot of things that needed to get figured out. I had muted my mic for the intro, and I guess I have to get used to unmuting my mic or whatever else. I have one review that we're going to do really quick. Black Hammer, you're actually here, and the last time we kind of like chatted about your roster in depth, I think was in November, and you took some of my advice, not all of my advice. I think it was almost like a choose your own adventure book, where I gave you a couple different options, and you took the ones that I was least likely to suggest. But that's okay, because that's what this is. It's just suggestions. We were talking this morning. I offered to look at your whole roster again, kind of see where we're at. Obviously, you've been getting very lucky with modding lately, where I have not, and it kind of pisses me off because I do not get the same luck with my mods at all. Alon, I have no problem doing that afterwards. Just shoot me your .gg on Discord. You have my Discord. It's a lot easier than just having the ally code, and we can kind of take a look before we get through all this Conquest bullshit. So let's see. Black Hammer, we got. Go up through my messages. You just hit Kyber, which is awesome. Just got your last Leviathans to Relic. In the middle between getting Cal's requirements done now, we're going for Zori, Captain Rex, Vander Chewie, and Bam to finish 3 different teams right there. Feel as if Cal will be more of a top-heavy investment. All right, let's kind of take a look here, shall we? Black Hammer, man, like, you have had some really solid luck with mods. Again, like I said, it's been pissing me off. Every time you send to me, like, oh, hey, I got 5 dot whatever speed mod super easily. Or I give you a suggestion on your Malgus mods, and the next day you're like, oh, yeah, I got all of the health mods to exactly where they need to be. Meanwhile, I'm over here working on everything very slowly. All right, so if I remember correctly, I did not look through all of our super early messages, but I'm pretty sure I probably suggested to you either Executor or Profundity for you to get it done quickly. And you had come back to me and said, you know what, I'm just going to pull the trigger. I'm going to go balls to the walls. I am going to just really push hard towards Leviathan. And it looks like we're just about there. We're probably just waiting for the event at this point so that you can start getting those fleet crystals. Let's see. Might not be fully updated yet. Leviathan. Maybe it's not fully updated yet. Let's see. Just check on Discord really quick. Got my last requirement. Yeah. Okay. So we're getting to the end of that Leviathan farm, and we're getting you got them to relics, but maybe not to the exact relic requirement that they need to be at. You don't necessarily have to do it right now, but you've been on enough of my live streams and you've seen enough of these videos to know that it is important that we start kind of getting to the point where we are communicating with our fleet Discord, maybe just wait a little bit longer until, you know, you're ready for the event. And so that when they come to you and say, hey, you have to be ready, you can say, oh, I am going to have it really soon. That is going to significantly help you, right? Even if at first you're just getting top 10 or top 5, whatever it is, just having those crystals every day will be a significant improvement on what we've got going on right now. Okay, we've got Jedi Master Luke, and we have Rey. You went really hard on that Malgus team, which is nice. Let's just kind of check this out. Wampa. Curious about our Hoda. Okay. Just want to get like a little bit of an idea, because it's been a long time since I've taken a look at this one. Now, one thing that I didn't ask you to do this morning when I did say, hey, you know, I'll gladly take a look at your roster, is I didn't have you kind of double check your assault battles for me. So just while I'm looking, if you have an idea of where you are, you know, the CT1, CT2, CT3, but I'm going to look at those things anyway, just to get a better picture. Okay, let's take a look at these. What about, what do we got here? Daggers up, B28, okay, B28's getting close, that's good. Fury class, is that what it's called? How close are you on that Fury class? I know that was one of the issues we were talking about. After this Conquest, we should be seeing it coming into Proving Grounds, so that should make that a little bit easier for you. But I'm just curious, off the top of your head, if you know the amount of shards that you have right now for it. I know that we're doing Leviathan either way, so that doesn't matter, but I just kind of want to get an idea. You know what, before I look at assault battles, let's take a look at just what we have for the different all right, cool. So that next PG, the one that's going to be coming out this time, it should give it to you. So you'll get 280. Did you buy the pass? Are you doing that $30 pass to get the extra 20? Are you planning on refreshing it? Or I guess what I'm asking is, do you plan to have Fury class unlocked after this PG, or in the next 2 to 3? We have that already. 1380. Vader. Star Killer. Okay, no, I think we bought that bundle if I remember correctly. Jabba. Just to get this. Okay. Cal Kestis. Honestly, Alon, I'm changing things up like constantly. So if you hit me up on Reddit, not Reddit, on Discord, 100%, I'll hear you out. Obviously, I'm learning the setup and different things constantly, and I'm trying new things and seeing what works and what doesn't work. So I do like hearing from you guys, just so I kind of know. And you know, even in the mornings, like tomorrow morning, before I do stream, what I've been doing all week really is changing up things that I found worked, didn't work, setting up back-end stuff, anything that I can do to get away from doing like real world stuff that I just want to put off during this week. Okay, and let's see what we got here. Baby Cal, oh, okay, Marin, Tarful, Saw, alright, Seer, my screen set up. Do you mean like the dot GG, or are you talking about overall? Ships, Jedi. Okay, so we're definitely doing that. That's fine. Bounty hunters. Let's see. Okay, probably CT2 here. Imperial troopers. Like, yeah. Yeah, I know. With .gg, it's a little bit more compressed because of the way that I shrunk it, and I noticed that this morning before I popped in, because of the frame that I put in there. So I know that it kind of unnaturally squashed it a little bit, and that's something that I've been playing with over the last couple of days, just to kind of see what looks neat, and neat in terms of clean, not neat in terms of cool. But I am playing with that a little bit, and that is something that I am aware of. Filters. I have all the Kairos I need to get them for Cal. Okay. Ooh. It's something weird. Okay. Separatists. I imagine you're probably doing CT2 on Forest Moon with those Separatists at the very least, and probably CT2 on that Bounty Hunter one as well, Rebel Roundup, which I think just hit yesterday. Night Sisters. Night Sisters are nowhere. What do we got for Inquisitors? Inquisitors are not ready for yet. Places of Power is... Okay. I'm curious what you're doing with Places of Power. Are you doing CT2 or CT3? You're definitely doing CT2. And you can do CT3 with what you have right now, without a GL. It is slow and steady, but you can definitely do it using Nihilus to kind of hit and annihilate people each round. I would say... I mean, I'd probably look up a guide for it, but you'd probably want Palpatine, Nihilus, Traya. I don't know if you'd want a tank for this one, because I've never done it or had to do it without a GL. So I'd look it up. I know that it's done, and I know it can be done. Oh, you got it. Perfect. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Perfect. Yeah, it's hard to do without a GL, but it is totally, totally doable, especially with the Sith where you have them right now. So here's the thing. It looks like all of the the really, really useful assault battles, you have past CT1, which is really good. So you kind of have them where you want them to be. If you can get them, certain ones a little bit higher, like that's great. That's fine. Are you doing... not yet. Once you get Rex to G12, you can probably do CT1 on Secrets and Shadows as well. 254. Okay. And I'm telling you, man, you gotta find yourself an upgrade here with these guilds. With where you're at, being in Kyber, being a player who, you know, does a little bit of spending, being a player who's really motivated to get ahead. We've probably talked about these things, but just remember, I talk to people a lot of times, so little details sometimes kind of fall to the wayside. But I would definitely, like, it looks like there's so many of these, like, lower end characters who are not doing great, that aren't, you know, participating fully. And in terms of your ability to play and your desire to play and your desire to push, you're not doing yourself a favor here. So, you know, you obviously know I set up my Discord this morning, and I don't have those types of resources, but if you were to go onto like the recruiting server, after we finish up, I'll send it to you as well. And you post your .gg and you just kind of say what you're looking for. Honestly, with where you are in the game, you can probably find yourself a 350 guild. The one thing, maybe even a 400 guild. The one thing is that as you get into the 350, 400 range, you are probably going to run into guilds that really want you to hard push the Inquisitors in order to get Third Sister shards. So that's just something that you have to be prepared for, and it is a little bit of a trade-off. They are a great team once you have Third Sister, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But, you know, when you do those recruiting posts, you can also say, hey, I'm a 6 million player, I have these 2 GLs, this is what I'm working on. I'm looking for a guild that's not going to push me to Inquisitors. And you'll get a lot of hits. You will get people that will reach out to you. So if you don't want to do Inquisitors right now, and I don't think there's something you need to do right now, and they are something I would try to avoid for right now, you know, you can always kind of stipulate those things when talking to people. But I really do see you being in a 350 to 400 guild fairly easily, and that's gonna, it's not gonna jumpstart you because you are a very motivated player who does, you know, a lot of work. But it is going to kind of add some fuel to the fire to help you get what you need. Okay, let's kind of just check this out here. I want to see. Skiff. Bosch. Quercetan. Okay, I'm going to check our messages real quick. So really, you're asking me whether you should go for Cal or whether you should complete these 3 teams. And I'm going to be super, super honest with you. You are, I give this recommendation a ton, but you're such a prime candidate for this. You really should be going for Jabba right now. After you work, I mean, while you're working on Leviathan, because you have everything you need there at Relics, and you're just working on a couple of ships and waiting on Fury class, and you've got 2 or 3 months, start working on those shards for Jabba. That Smuggler Run 2 event is going to get you the CT3 and Rebel Roundup, but it's also going to give you so much more in terms of modding material, and you are a heavy modding player, right? Like, if you look back on our Discord chats, I feel like almost every day you're sending me a picture of a new mod that you got for a different character. And getting those Smugglers Run 2 materials every, like, 2 weeks or so, that's going to be a super, 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 super big deal for you so that you're not spending as much to get the materials you're getting. Or you're spending the same, crystals or money, and getting a lot more. Alon's saying go for C-Rex, and I don't disagree with that, because all you have to do is get C-Rex, right? All you have to do is get the Captain. And you can do that while you're waiting for everything else. And if I remember correctly, looking here, he's already at 6 stars, right? So you're on the closer end, and you can be 1x farming that each day. So even if you're at 0 of 100 right now, which I'm assuming you're not, but that's 300 battles, okay, 100 a day, or 300 shards, 100 battles, 100 shards, 300 battles, that's 60 days. If you refresh that once a day, you're going to have him within a month, right? And I'm, again, assuming that it's not at 0 of 100. That will give you a relatively strong team with the Phoenix. I threw the Omicron on pretty much right away. And he should be able to get you CT1 in Secrets and Shadows without having to invest in your Night Sisters. And you know I love my Night Sisters. You know they're R8. You know I think they're a top tier team now, but they're not a team that you necessarily have to invest in. 92 of 100, man, that's like 3 days, right? Do it. Get Captain Rex, bring him up to Relics, do your Secrets and Shadows, invest a little bit in your Phoenix, just a little bit. Don't go too crazy right now, but I would really, really strongly suggest pushing Jabba. You have Rey. I know Zori's almost done. Here's the thing. I'm not telling you not to do the Zori team. Okay, that's just, it's because you're so close, because you're at 82 of 100, because you already have the whole resistance faction done. That's a super short-term project. Okay, between Rex and Zori, and between the fact that you already have all of these Kyrotech for Cal things, you could have both of those characters done within a week to 2 weeks, right? So that's something you can do while you're slow farming all of your Jabba stuff. Quercetan is a cantina, but Quercetan's also accelerated, so it'll go a lot quicker. Bosch, I think one of them you had 7 stars. I don't remember which one. Let's see. Is it Bosch? So Bosch is going to be super quick for you. Skiff will take you 2.5 months. Okay, but in between gearing and relicking these guys for him, he's not gonna be a limiting factor for you at all. I just think that that's really the right path for you, is to focus on Jabba. Yes, Rex, Zori, great, super short term. You'll be done with him in a week and a half. All right, don't worry about Cal right now. I know you like Cal. I know I'm not a big fan of Cal. Remember, I do like him in the game. I do think he's really great in the game, in this game, in Star Wars Galaxies of Heroes. I don't necessarily think he won't benefit you. He is a good Malgus counter, especially now that you are in Kyber. But I think you're going to see a much more significant return on investment going for Jabba right now. Okay, because Jabba is 2 marquees, right, and a lot of it's going to be the relicking stuff, you can start working on... I promise you, man, I don't like talking about Jedi Survivor anyway, so that we're not going to spoil anything, or at least I'm not going to. Except that Snape kills Dumbledore, so I apologize for that. You can work on all of those things, and you can start working more towards Cal as you're working on Jabba, because, and Bones will kill me, because Bones is always telling people, hey, don't sleep on things just because they're not accelerated. All of those characters are going to start accelerating over the next month or two, and because Jabba's going to be a bigger ROI for you, it makes sense for you to just wait it out for now, and as you start to get towards the middle of your Jabba farm, then start going for those Cal things. Because realistically, we're either going to get Cal now, right, in the next couple of weeks, or they're going to hold him all the way until June, July. And if they hold him all the way till June, July, he's going to be permanent at that point. So I don't see a significant benefit in throwing your resources into that at this point. I do think that you're largely much, much, much better served going for your Zori and your Rex, short term, going for Jabba, medium term, going for Cal a little bit towards the end of your Jabba grind. Now, the other thing is that you're a Kyber player now, all right? You put on your big boy pants yesterday. You hit the big times. Fleets are going to be a much more significant part of your win or your loss at this point, because you're going to be at a disadvantage to a lot of other players, right? I know you're getting Leviathan. That's going to be relatively soon. But if you look at your fleet commanders right now, you don't really have that much going for you, right? You don't have Executor, you don't have Profundity, Malevolence isn't fully starred up. Radis doesn't need to be fully starred up. You'll get that over time, that's fine. Finalizer isn't fully starred up for your Executor counters. So you need to start putting a little bit more priority as well into your ship farms, right, and your ship counters. So if we were to look here, okay, working on your finalizer with Echelon in order to have some degree of an Executor counter, right? I'm assuming your comeuppance is not super great, which is fine. 5 stars, not bad. Um, but your Radis is not super great yet. You have Scythe. We don't have Scythe yet, which I know will kind of happen through the proving grounds. But that's going to be something that you're going to need for your Chimera and for your different ship oriented counters. You need to be putting some of your resources towards that now, right? Kyber 4, maybe not as a big a deal, but as you hope to move up, that's going to make or break your game. Once you get Leviathan, and once you start getting fleet crystals, you'll start to see that you have more resources to maybe start refreshing some of this stuff a little bit more, and to get through these things just a little bit quicker. So as you start to get that, and as Leviathan finishes up, I'd really strongly consider putting, and not a stop to your other farms, because you need to farm other things, but putting more prominence towards your ships. I would probably recommend working towards another GL fleet. I know that we're going to be probably getting something around July, but we don't know what that is yet, right? We don't know what that is yet. Let's see. You're a little closer to Executor. I think if you're going to go for a second GL fleet, though, I would say go for Profundity. Just because if something new comes out in that interim, this is going to be a newer ship, and it's going to be more likely to be better at doing those things. Yeah, Black Hammer, I think, what I would do is make a little spreadsheet, see what you need for Leviathan, because that's still 2 to 3 months away, right? Make a little spreadsheet, see what you need for that, and then use the other resources towards Zori and C-Rex once you go above that. So if you need 300 carbonate circuit boards, 300 is now your 0. Anything above 300 you can spend, right? That's your 0 out point. That way you won't be limited when certain Leviathan things come up. But yes, Leviathan's your priority. Zori C-Rex is more of a short-term thing for you. And I would 100%, as a heavy GAC player, as a player who loves modding, or at least interacts with modding a lot, Jabba's where you want to go. But you need to start working on your ships as well, even if it's just right now, like starring up some of your ships, right? TIE Defender, I think I saw that was at 5 stars. It's a really, really great ship with Thrawn. Let's see, TIE Defender, right? Working on your TIE Defender. Malevolence is nice. I don't want to say it's a luxury, though, but it's not going to be as important as, your Finalizer, your Echelon, which you're working on. Sith Fighter, obviously you need to finish. Now, I haven't seen a lot from the comeuppance yet, but I know it's a more reliable Executor counter than it was previously. You might want to start considering slow farming the Star Fortress, right? Just the 5 battles a day. Just because you'll be done with it by the time you finish Radis. So the point is, put some resources here, right? Put some resources in your ship, so that we don't get to a point where you're stalled heavily in Kyber because you can't clear other people's fleets. Okay, and I can point you towards other creators who are much more GAC heavy than I am, who can maybe help you develop a ship plan. I've been listening to Captain Amazing over the last couple of weeks, and he's a big GAC player, and he's about your size roster, but he does really well in Kyber. So he might be a really good resource to tell you exactly how to prioritize those ships. It's not my area of expertise, but in terms of everything we talked about, yes, I think Leviathan, Zori C-Rex, Jabba is kind of where you want to go right now. All right. Let's see. I know Alon, you had messaged me. Let's see what we got going on here. Just throw this up on the screen. Perfect. So we have okay, 4.5 million, so a newer player in terms of kind of like getting, maybe not new. New is not the right word, and I find that I say that a lot at work too when I really just mean higher level or higher tier. Okay, we're using C. We have Executor. It looks like you're fairly consistent, Alon. I don't know if you're still here or not, but it looks like you're fairly consistent here. Have you talked to your fleet shard? How are they? Are they working with you? Are they being dicks? Like, is this a mafia? Is this a shard chat situation? That's something that you really want to get on top of. Okay. Oh, so you've jumped pretty significantly in the short term, then. But you definitely want to be communicating if it's at all possible. Okay, yeah, and that happens, right? Some days we just can't make it because we've got stuff going on, and that's totally cool. That's not a problem though. That's real life getting in the way, and that happens. But as long as you're communicating so that you can get first, pretty consistently whenever you're available to get first. Okay, C. SLKR. Let's see. Now you can correct me if I'm wrong on any of these. I'm just looking at relic levels to see this, but it looks like you're probably able to do CT2 on Rebel Roundup. Range Trooper. You're more than likely doing CT3 on Forest Moon. If not, you definitely can with very little extra investment. You're either doing nothing or CT1 on Ground War right now. But military might. Let's see what we got. Chewy, CLS, Chupio. We have Raid Han here. 1, 2. You're either doing CT2 or CT3. You probably can do CT3 if your modding is really nice. I've heard from some people who have confirmed for me, once you do get Mon Mothma, if you're not doing CT3, at like G11, G12, you can just kind of throw it on auto once you do the event special with everybody. So that's not really necessarily a concern, but it does look like this stuff's in pretty good shape. No, Separatist is not what I meant to look like at. Sith. And Sith, I know you're doing that CT3. Inquisitors, all right, we don't really care about so much. And I know you have C-Rex now, so you're probably doing CT1 in the Night Sisters. If not, that might just be a modding issue. But overall, for where you are in the game, your assault battles are in fairly good order, right? You're pretty much where you need to be comfortably in order to maximize your Zeta and Kyrotech. So that's relatively good. We have this 7 stars, okay. Now you bought that one. Looks like you're working on Jedi Master Luke right now, or at least you're working on Jedi Knight Luke. Vader, Star Killer, Inquisitor, Jabba. Just to kind of get an idea of where we are at with everything. Okay. So you're punching up a little bit with your guild. That's good. It's always good at your level to be punching up a little bit. That kind of means that you're where you're supposed to be, or you're getting lucky. Okay, one of those two things doesn't matter either way. Doesn't at all. Just want to see Hermit, Wampa, Bosch, Quercetan, and Skiff. Oh, let's check out Rolo. We're getting close on Rolo. So it looks like you're working on Jedi Knight Luke already. Okay, I don't know if you're going for Jedi Master Luke or you just want to get Jedi Knight Luke right now. Jedi Master Luke is probably the safest, the best way for you to be going for right where you are in the game at this point. It'll give you the CT3 in Ground War, so that'll significantly jump up your rewards there. It'll give you a really nice Jedi split with your Jedi characters to use in both GAC and in territory battles. And it's going to give you the hands down... Why is my chat not working? Let's see. All right. So, Alana, I see your message me in Discord. I don't know what's up with my chat in the game, but I can. Interesting. I don't know why my chat is broken. I don't know what's going on with that, but I appreciate that. Let me try to reload it really quick. The last message that I have from you is the one talking about your fleet shard. So give me just 1 second to kind of check this out. No, we want that. Take that chat box. I don't know why my chat here is not working. At the very least, my chat on Reddit should, or on YouTube should be working. Interesting. Hold on, do me a favor, shoot me, hit me up with a message in the YouTube just so I can kind of see. It looks like it's working now. I think I got it working now. But yeah, based on what you sent me on Discord, I don't know why. Sometimes I just have to reload it. Based on what you sent me on Discord, yes, you need to be going for Jedi Master Luke because of Conquest, right? For Conquest, it's going to be a really solid option for you to jumpstart your ability to push those higher tier boxes. It's going to help you get that CT3 in your assault battles. It's also going to help you in both territory battles as well as in GAC. Now, when it comes to gas, let's kind of take a look at where we're at with this. Okay, so we got most of these. Arc, I mean, they're both accelerated, so it's not really a big deal. Separatist. Okay, all right. It's not bad. Interesting. Okay. Maybe reload. Sorry guys, I'm just doing a little bit of quick troubleshooting. If any of you who are listening on YouTube can do me a favor just so I can troubleshoot this, shoot a message. Shoot a message in the chat just so we can kind of see if everything's kind of working. I don't know why. I'm still learning these things and figuring them out, and they're not super fun sometimes. We are going to reboot .gg2 because for whatever reason it doesn't want to work either. Okay, .gg should be working. All right. If I'm not seeing you in chat, if you did message me in chat, I apologize. I don't know why it's being a little bit wonky today at all. So I am running a little bit blind there if that's what's going on. Just double check this. Okay. But we're going to have to move on. The show has to go on. As far as gas, I don't think it's a bad idea with where you are at. GLS, I see your message. So it might be just the one person who's having issues. I know Um, I've seen on other streams that sometimes that happens. I don't know why it happens. I'm still trying to troubleshoot that and figure that stuff out. But thank you for messaging so that I could get that. I do think that gas is not a terrible idea for you because you're fairly close. Getting Super Battle Droid, Droid Deka, Battle Droid to G12 is not going to require you any major resource investment. I think you can do the message with the event with no relics, but I'm gonna be honest, it's like throwing shit at the wall, and it's gonna get you really angry, and I don't recommend it. Um, I know B1 is really important, so relicking him might be really great. And for myself, I relicked Droidica. I got him to R4, and it was a real big help for me, and I have no regrets. I know if you go on Reddit, people are always trying to underman it and do it with as little as possible. I don't have time for that shit, right? It's not something that I am willing to do. Um, it's, yeah, yeah. If you relic B1 and B2, you'll probably get it fairly easily to like R3 or R4. Um, and then medium term, if you invest in that separatist team anyway, they are a really solid team. But I would prioritize Jedi Knight Luke and I would prioritize Jedi Master Luke because that's going to give you the biggest return on your investment right now. And then you can kind of work on that as like a quick, easier side project that isn't going to cause you any trouble or it's not going to really like slow you down on anything. The same thing that I told Blackhammer though, I would really kind of highly suggest going after Jabba after that. He's just a really high value tune. If someone was talking in Reddit about me doing like a tier list of importance for galactic for Omicrons, and if we were to talk about a tier list for importance for galactic legends just in a vacuum, Jabba's up there. Leia really far down in my opinion. Jabba's really, really, really high up in that tier list in terms of what you get for him and how he gives you a much bigger return on investment for your resources. So after doing Jedi Knight Luke, after doing Jedi Master Luke, if you want to go for gas, I don't blame you for doing it. It does give you a really nice secondary character for your splits with your Jedi. I think Jabba's the right move. I see on Discord that you're telling me that you're thinking about Profundity. Profundity is not a bad move, but I would do Jabba first. You're in a newer shard, you're in a productive shard, you're in a shard that's kind of working together. Your Executor is going to be able to beat Profundities. Yes, it'll be nice for you to get a GL ship in the a second GL ship in the shorter term. But I do think you'll be better served by doing Jabba before you do Profundity. Just because when you're in the early mid-game, modding is such a premium. And the more quickly you can build off of your mods, you'll have a much better opportunity to advance into higher GAC rounds. Jedi Knight Luke is going to build you towards Jabba. And Outrider, which I noticed you said you just finished, is going to build you towards Jabba and towards Profundity, right? So yesterday we were kind of talking about like this triangle, this trifecta of characters, which is really, it's not really a triangle, it's really Jedi Master Luke, Jabba, Profundity, and Leia. They all really work super nicely together. Again, I don't think Leia's a super important part of that, but you're going to find you're bouncing relatively quick between those farms. Jabba's more important. Do Jabba first, hands down, no questions. Jabba's more important. Alright, I'm just stalling for the next 30 seconds while I let my DoorDash order go through, and then I'm going to pull up my game, because I have not done my Conquest yet today, and I need to get that done, or I'm going to have some problems and I'm going to be hitting max energy, and I do not like hitting max energy. So let's take this. Let's close that down. Let's throw my phone up here. Let's see what we got going on, shall we? We got what, 45 minutes or so? Let's see if we can get this done in 45 minutes and I can do my TV. Between Geos and Jabba? I mean, it depends on where you are in the game, you know? If you're talking about, like, Geos because you're working towards gas, it's a relatively quick farm. If you're talking about being a really new player trying to get Watt Shards, you know, Geos is a really quick farm. If you're talking about being a 5, 6, 7 million player and if you're talking about being a 5, 6, 7 million dollar GP player, Geos maybe aren't super important to you anymore, right? My Geos are G12. Like, it's great. I haven't invested in them past that. Yeah, Black Hammer, you're going to be at a big premium on all of your materials really relatively quickly just because of the speed at which you're unlocking everything. I do need to get some of my just core battles in here. I like to do these guys quickly so that when I get to the end and I have to do like 19 or 20 more of them, I just have less of them that need to get done. And I'm pretty sure they can auto this team if I remember correctly. We're going to find out. Oof. Yeah, so much nicer than doing that Bad Batch team. Do I have a Relic Geospy? You're talking about him. I honestly don't know. I might have just done it recently. Now I need to look. If I did Geospy, then I did it very recently, and I don't even remember doing it. We're going to find out. We'll find out after this battle. What I find that I do, I'm in a holding pattern now because of Jar Jar. But I find when I get really flush on materials, I just kind of like look to relic things for the sake of relicking them. Let's see. Oh, look at that! I did relic my spy. Yeah, because you get to a point like I've got what 1,300 battle computers, but now I need them for my Gungans. Yeah, I actually was doing them against Bad Batch 2 up until last Conquest cycle, and I happened to do it on stream, and someone said, oh, by the way, you can do that against the Bounty Hunter node. And I tried it, and I'm able to actually do it. Let's do another one. I'm able to do it like 2 of them in a row instead of doing 1 like I was able to do on the Bad Batch node. So I've been getting in the habit of using this node instead. And I also find it to be a little bit more reliable. Like if dazes or whatever else just don't hit, this makes it just a little bit easier. See, it works so much. It works so much nicer. If we do make it to like 2 p.m., this will be the first marquee event that I'll be doing, not on auto. So that'll be interesting. There's been a lot of firsts in the Egnards world lately. Yesterday we did our first, well, not our first manual, but our first like full manual of everything in the raid. So I'm learning a lot too. All right, good. And especially with my Mandos, I find the Mandos can be like a huge pain against Bad Batch if a daze doesn't hit correctly. I find it a little bit more reliable on this node. Yes, Alon, they do. The marquee events do let you auto. The I don't. They changed it where there is no like extra anymore, unless you have the shards. But the special tier usually you couldn't auto, but you could add anybody to it. So I would just put like Lord Vader in there and do it with whoever. I'm very excited for Gungans. My goal is to get them day one. CWC, man. Like I'm not gonna hard whale on Boss Nass because I obviously have a lot of crystals saved, but it's nowhere near the amount of crystals I'm gonna need. So I don't have the extra 40,000 crystals to whale on Boss Nass today. I'm hoping to soft whale him, and I'm hoping to soft whale whatever comes second, so that I can hopefully hard whale the next two as needed. Because I do want to get Jar Jar first day. That's like my one goal. I've never wanted something in this game as bad, and I don't think Arnold is gonna buy me Jar Jar this time around. So I think I already passed that bridge in terms of what I'm able to get away with. All right. That's another thing. You know, I did a video where I kind of looked at past patterns, and it looks like no matter what, we'll have time to soft whale on Boss Nass. I don't know about the other ones, you know. So this is one that I'm waiting out for now. I might have to hard whale on 3, and I'm really hoping that I don't have to hard whale on 3. That'll be really rough. But I guess we're gonna see. We're gonna find out. I want to get... I don't actually need anything else, so I should be able to just take on some of these nodes. Alright, let's do this so I can get my heat. And again, I know that I can cheese heat. I know that there's a way to do that. I don't do it on purpose. I don't feel that I need to with what I have, so I don't worry about it. Yeah, okay. Dante, I agree with you, man. Yeah, like we had the same thing, right, with Hunter when he came out, and whenever they release like a very cohesive team like this, there really is never a reason to wail on them right away. So we're gonna hold off. We're gonna spend as little as possible to get Jar Jar day one. We've had some very nice people donate towards the Jar Jar fund. And our hope is to get him as soon as we can. Yes, I mean, Alon, Bale is my next project in terms of who I think it's worth bringing into the game. He's someone who I think is a serious contender as opposed to like a Jar Jar contender. I would really like to see him. I would like to see some like cool Senate stuff with him. I think that it would add a lot to the game to have like a Galactic Senate tag that kind of worked a little bit like Mon Mothma. I would also like to see Chancellor Palpatine in a way that kind of is like Starkiller, right? That works with Separatists and with Galactic Republic to kind of like build off of both of them. I think that would be really cool. we're getting there. We are getting there. We're going to go down here. I am curious how Amidala is going to work. I mean, I guess we'll find that out relatively soon. Because this is the last conquest in this current conquest cycle. So I am curious to see what they're going to do with that, how that's going to play out. I need 5 stacks. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I saw people on Reddit on both sides of the R5 thing. I think Gungans are going to be relatively useless before relics anyway, so I don't really think it's a big thing for people to be getting upset about. I think it's relatively fair, and I do think that it's going to be a legacy style event where it is available forever, the Jar Jar event. I just don't think it makes sense for them to limit that event if Jar Jar is going to be such, and the Gungans are going to be such a important part of this raid cycle. So, I mean, it'll suck for a lot of people if it is not, if it is limited. But I've got my money, I would say 70-30 on it being so. We are making our way through the sector. I gotta tell you, it's really nice. You guys keep me entertained while I have to do this, so it's nice. I appreciate it. I was talking to Calvin Awesome last night, and I told him we're gonna race to having all R9 Gungans. So I hope I beat him to it, but nothing on the line, just for fun. Let's throw our Tuscans in here. They should be able to do this. Find it annoying that at G12, Tuscan Chieftain gets that tag, even though I have some relict ones. It does make for some annoying interactions where they die. That's a pain in my ass that I'll have to deal with later, but that's alright because I need to do however many more battles with them anyway. Yeah, CWC, man, I used to only have Relic 9s that were for requirements, so for Leviathan, for Profundity, and then I did Marin because people knew I was a big Marin fan, even though I'm not a big Fallen Order Survivor fan. And Arnold had helped me out with getting those shards early, so I felt like I had to R9 them. A lot of my R9 now are platoons, so like I think I did Malik to R9 before Leviathan, just as a platoon. Jedi Knight Luke I did. I've done some bad ones. I have an R9 Mon Mothma now. I have an R9 Hoth Rebel Soldier. I don't really want to R9 all the Gungans, but I do think it would be funny and I like to do things that I think that I will find funny. We're just gonna delete this team. I don't want to deal with them. So, so in that regard, I do think that I'm gonna end up doing it, just to be kind of goofy. Let's do. Need a tank, right? Let's do that. It is a pain when it comes to R9 tunes. Like R9 tunes, you do have to be like very aware of what you're putting in, because you don't want to waste your materials. And there's such expensive materials. I Alana, I'm wishing for you to have better luck, man. I know what that feels like. I have had that happen to me before, where I didn't get any Amplify Agonies until Sector 4 or 5. It's super, super, super annoying. Hopefully you find them, because I know it does make Conquest a lot more of a chore. Oh, I hate this. Not having them, and it does slow down your Conquest. Last time I got all 3 in Sector 1, and that made it like super, super easy for me, and I finished in, I think, almost 6.5, 7 days. Oh, of course. Of course. Okay, there we go. Dupe. You know what? I'm just gonna alt now, because I know I'm gonna have to deal with this stupid Star Killer and his goddamn move. I hate these Star Killer teams. Just take forever to get through for no. Oh my god. I guess I don't really have to prioritize Star Killer anymore now that he's already done his stupid thing, right? Like, I guess we can go after Visa and just prevent more revives. There we go. Okay. We got this now. Oof. Right now, I don't know what they're doing with those stupid bundles and them being gifts only. I don't know if that's a bug or not. I think I see where they're going with it. They want to they want people to invest in them for their friends, and they want people to use the gifting function, so I get it. But being such a high powered pack, I don't think they went about it the right way. I actually, my buddy OMG, who I had on the stream on Sunday, he started playing the game, and I told him about the packs last night, and he was ready to buy them, and he couldn't buy them. And obviously I can't buy them for him because he's not in my guild. So it was like this whole little silly cluster thing. And this whole nuisance and this annoyance. Oh, I don't want to fight another one of them. They're both, I hate both of these teams so much. They are both the worst. But then the Geos. Alright, we're just going to cut through this team too, because I don't want to deal with them. That's what Conquest is just looking at everything and going, "Oh, I don't want to play that team." Okay, we are going to take you out so I don't have to deal with you anymore. That's fine. Invasive ending. Which one is invasive endings? I don't think I used that one. I think it's newer, isn't it? That's not the protection one, is it? Because I've been using that protection one now, the new one that came out, and I've been relatively happy with it as like a sidebar to what I normally use. What time is it? 12:37. I gotta send out that message soon. Yeah, I try to avoid Jawas. Jawas are a team that I try to avoid every single time. Every time. I only play against Jawas if I absolutely have to. Oh, the Newt one, right? That everyone's been using with Newt. Invasive endings where you die, you get all these dots. Everybody's using that Newt delete team. I know what you're talking about now. I've been seeing that a lot on Reddit. Matt, I don't know if you were here yesterday, but we were talking about the Old Republic teams and the Mandalorian teams and just how much I hate playing against anything with Canderous. Like, I hate those ones so much. And those are just delete teams for me, too. I don't know if Tuskens can beat Geos, but I know because they're a turn meter team, it should be possible. We're going to find out. Find out together. Oh, well, okay, we can stun them all after my leader dies. Sure, why not, right? Well, it looks like if I had stronger Tuskens that this might work, but I don't have stronger Tuskens. Oh, okay, it's still gonna work. Yeah, it takes forever with Canderous. I just go in that like I save. I don't use JMK for anything, unless there's feats that I need him for, um, and I save him and Cat just as a delete team, just to push past things that I don't want to deal with. And like this is a good node that I just got to 1 star on, where I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna go back with Jedi Master Luke to get the rest of my heat, to get the rest. Well, let me do it later when they have more stamina, actually, because they're at 60, and to bring it back up to 3 stars. So I'm not really too concerned about it. And look at this. We have a choice of Canderous, Old Republic, and Mandos. Let's... JMK should still have enough stamina for this. 1, 2, 3. And let's throw Echo in there, just for the hell of it. Hey, Cat. How's it going, kitty? Are you regretting coming up here? All right, perfect. So that's nice. I like when I can get rid of him super fast, because then I don't have to worry so much. Then it's basically easy. It's a cakewalk at this point. I like that. 12:40. Who's gonna remind me at 12:59 to send out my day 4 message for territory battles? Any takers? Make my life easier. I will forget. All right, we're getting there. Okay. Good, I got my days. I just got to get my he. Hey Benji, how's it going? No, we're just I mean, everything, right? We're just getting through Conquest. We're seeing what we're doing. We're having an easier time than yesterday, I think. Yesterday was not a fun Conquest for me. I was not a fan. Oh, I do need rebel wins. I've been neglecting my rebels. I haven't been using them anywhere near as much as I should be. Could always use them later. It's not that big of a deal, I guess. There's so many of the rebels teams. Or I think when you say, did I miss anything, I'm supposed to say yes. I'm supposed to say missed everything. I don't know how that works, but yes, you missed out for a long time. Oh, man. My goal, really, I just like to, you know, for those of you that are maybe not at the same level of Conquest that I'm at yet, is really just to be as efficient as possible, but to push also as quickly as possible through the sectors, and then going back later on and doing the cleanups. So we know we need Inquisitors here, so we're going to use those to take care of these guys. I'm pretty sure I can do this easily, if I remember correctly. Yeah, exactly, man. You missed some reviews. We had a good time. We had a nice chat. We set up a Discord, which I'm gonna have to add more to a little bit later. But I was running into time. Yes, Stama. Yes, 100%, man. I do try to be as efficient as possible during the first week, but I don't worry if I lose a star. I don't worry about if I have to go back, because I know I'll have plenty of time to do it. And if I can do it all on Datacron nodes, and then that's great. That's all, you know, that's gravy. I don't need this, doesn't matter. And my Jedi are fairly low right now, so we're gonna avoid doing that. What do we got here? Light side on unaligned force users. I think I set up a team for that, but Cat's low, which kind of sucks. 10 enemies with Drogon. Okay, this is not that bad. I forgot about this sector. And now Cat is at 70%. So hopefully she'll be okay. Swiftness, Vanguard. Ooh, I have one more. Let's see. No, I don't need that. That might be useful. What is this one? I don't want Caustic. Let's do Protection Recovery for now. For now. Freaking. So what do we choose? Padme or Padme? Do I do a vote? Do you want to kill Padme, or do you want to take on Padme? Should we decide as a group? Padme con Padme? Let's see. Critical chance. I think Adrad has something for that. let's do that. Of course. Why not? That's funny. That pisses me off. I'm annoyed. That is so fucking annoying. I hate Padme teams. And only two. Okay. Critical damage. Let's see. Who is a rebel that I can auto some crit damage? I don't want to use Han Solo. Well, I'll need Han Solo later. So I'll use Han Solo later. Does Jin have it? Is that just on her? I don't switch out my data discs. I keep the same data discs on, and as much as I can avoid it, you know, I try not to put on any data discs that I try not to put on any data discs that I know I'm gonna end up having to take off. That doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes it doesn't work, but for the most part, I try to do it that way. I am excited for Boss Nass. He looks awesome, Jar Jar, but I'm not gonna hard whale on him. I don't need to hard whale on him. He is a character that we can more than likely soft whale on once we get to that point. So unless you got $300 you want to send me, then we'll whale on him. But I don't plan on it. I don't expect you to whale on it. I only expect like the big content creators who have made a business out of this to do that, because it makes sense for them to do it. It doesn't make sense for me to do it. I have to conserve my crystals for Jar Jar and be smart about this. Let's pause that out. I want you to get that kill. That's important. Go for this. That's a great question. I'll show you my data discs right after this, so you can. Oh, God, come on. Why? Like, why? I hate that. I could probably clean that up with unaligned force users. So the data discs that I use, I've been using for the last like 4 cycles, and I find that it works really, really nice for me. And the core of it is 3 Amplify Agonies. Okay. I don't care if they're blue, white, or green. Obviously, the better they are, the better. But 3 Amplify Agonies, 1 Ruthless Swiftness, 1 Voluntary Vanguard. That's the core of what I get. Anything else is gravy, and I try to do, the new Protection Shield one is super, super nice. Protection Recovery, those are extras. I like Amplify Agony because I like to use debuff teams, but I don't want it to kill characters, right? I know a lot of people use like thermals and caustic, but that ends up with your characters with killing the enemies, and most of the time you want your characters to do the actual killing. I don't use Volatile Accelerator at all. I like to be able to control the flow of the battle as much as possible, and I like to be able to control the turn meter as much as possible, so that when I get to having to cheese things, um, I'll be able to do that with relative ease. Okay, not perfectly, but with relative ease. I find that this works best for me. I used to do like the thermals and the caustics and the volatile accelerators, but I would find that when I was doing kill with X um, things, that I was getting 2 or 3 kills when I should be getting 5, and that, caused a lot of problems. So I find that as a higher ranked player and as a player that has a lot of things available to him, that I don't need to rely on the things that other people rely on who maybe are at the midway point of the game. Is it 12:52? Okay, I got 8 minutes, then I gotta send out this message. 6 to crit damage up. I gotta get those crit damage up a little bit faster. Let's get my unaligned force users into this battle. There we go. Seer is a new addition to my relics, so this should go a little easier than in the past. Matt, I think that some data discs are really good for a mid-range player that needs to do a lot of cheesing. But I do agree with you. I try not to. I try to be very careful about teams like with the Django damage immunity and making sure that I use the teams that can get past it relatively quickly. But I obviously I want something that's very reliable against most things, and my data disk setup does prevent me from doing some cheeses. The Veers Piet cheese is a little bit tougher for me to do with so many Amplify Agonies on, but I don't have to get that, so it doesn't matter to me. I do think that a lot of the purple data discs are a trap for a lot of players. I probably should have paid attention. And did I kill? No, I didn't. I killed Rex first. I prefer not to use them because I don't think that there is enough. I don't think there's enough upside to them. No, man, it's not about calling you out. You're at a different level of the game than I am. If I remember, I was looking at your roster earlier, and you're 4.5 million. I'm 11.3 million. There's a totally different vibe to what I can get away with versus, what you can get away with as a player. And you have to rely on those things. And during the first couple conquests, when there was only really 2 Galactic Legends, no, I guess there's always 2. And I was like kind of coming up, and you couldn't rely on just Galactic Legends teams. I did a lot more of that cheesing too. That is the way the game works. Blindside is really nice too. I like that one when I can find it and I haven't already gotten all of my stuff up. Of course, another one of these stupid teams. Canderous. What do I have to do? I do need Rebel wins though, so I guess I could use my Rebels for this. I think I need Expose, right? Yeah, Matt, I was referencing someone actually who was having trouble with the chat, so they're messaging me on Discord. So I know it's a little bit disjointed, but again, the same for you too. Being at a lower part of the game, you have to do what you have to do. So your data disk choices are going to reflect where you are and what type of player you are and what tools you have available to you. I just happen to have more tools available to me. Yes, Conquest is a huge time sink. It's one of the things that I least enjoy doing in the game, um, because when you get to a certain point, I'm gonna get to day probably 6, and I'm gonna have just cheese feats left. So it's gonna be just doing the same battles over and over and over again, instead of having to think about things and having to move forward or push myself forward. Okay. How did we do with the crit damage there? Gotta get those crit damage up. I guess it's not a concern though. That shouldn't be a problem. I could do that in 1 to 2 battles with other teams. Alright, I'm gonna let this battle run and just walk downstairs and grab my lunch. I know you guys were very excited to watch me eat lunch yesterday. And then, Benji, I'll answer that question as well. They were like, you ordered so much food that it's clearly for 3 people. Alright, so, let's see, we're almost done here. Oh, I'm going to get into a loop here because I didn't pay attention. Oh, okay, nice, right, because I got the offense one. Yeah, crit damage shouldn't be a problem. I'll get that over time. See, even in that battle, I got 2. I'm not worried about it. All right. So you guys have seen this before. Just gotta send out my TB messages for the day. Try to keep it as easy as possible for people. Did I send the right one? Yes, I did. Okay, perfect. In terms of over-prepared, thank you guys for remembering. In terms of over-prepared, Han is one of the best tools that you have available to you. It does, I know you're saying that don't involve data disks. A lot of it does involve data disks. I always try to have a ruthless swiftness. And Han, because he gets the first attack no matter what, allows you to put in some damage and get that ruthless swiftness working. If I'm fighting a really tough node where I just don't want to deal with the over-prepared, that's where JMK comes out. Right? It's I'm gonna just throw JMK at it, and not deal with it. But the CLS team, largely for almost anything, is gonna help you push past the majority of the issue that you're gonna have with like heavy over-prepared. Perfect. Look at that. What? We got the exposes in 3 battles. And this is what we were talking about yesterday about hard cheese versus soft cheese. And then we can obviously make like a brie versus cheddar joke there, but things like expose you can get in 1 battle, but you don't usually have to, right? So I don't worry about getting them in 1 battle. Whereas things like Piet Veers, kills, yes, you can get them in one battle, or yes, you can get them naturally, but it's more of a pain in the ass. So if you're able to um, cheese that in a way, then that is worth cheesing. Just taking a look at .gg really quick. Hmm. Does he do it? Interesting. Okay, let's try that. Just for fun, right? See what happens. We'll throw this on. We still need some Drogon kills. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna scratch the Drogon kills. I need I need to get more of these in so that I don't have to deal with these battles later. The less of the Ufu battles that I have to deal with later, the better. Come on. We can do it. This is why I hate these Ufu battles, right? Like you can do them. They're not hard. They take so long. Well, I guess on auto they take so long. They're not going to take as long on not auto. Of course, we're getting those B1 stacks, which I'm not happy about. But we got to get past this B2 first. Maybe we'll take it off of auto. It'll probably go faster. There we go. And let's go. You can't do that, can you? Who can you do? That one. Well, at least Watt can't revive B2. That's a plus. I told you can't revive him, dummy. Gotta listen to me, man. Alright, this should be a cakewalk now. We're still going? Seriously? Like, why? Why are we still going? What do we got? 50 some odd stacks? Come on. We can do this, guys. We can do this. Get this shit done. Let's finish this off. Got a minute and a half left. There we go. pain in my ass. Swear to God. Yeah. I don't know if you were on. Oh, I gotta do another one. Well, there's no want. This will be easier. I don't know if you were on Stama when we did it, but we just finished the boss not too long ago, and it goes very quickly, right? Because Han goes, and then your whole team goes, and you can completely destroy them, especially when you have Amplify Agony. There was one. Oh man, I always forget what I'm gonna say. Um, I don't remember what I was gonna say. I lose my train of thought a lot. I'll remember it in like 10 minutes and I'll come back to it, but I feel like it involves your Riva thought. Oh, no. Conquest. There was one Conquest, I think I posted about it on Reddit at one point, right? Just thinking about dealing with two of these teams in a row, where I got like 7 Sith Empire teams in a row, and then followed by like 3 Padme teams in a row in one sector a pretty long time ago. But it was so annoying to have to deal with. And that's when you throw that JMK in there and you say, all right, I'm just getting rid of this. I'm good to go. Let's see. We almost there. 110. I think we'll get to that Boss Nass event. I think we'll have the time. 11 of 40, 3 of 14. What do we got left? I got 2 more battles. I know that this Dash team you can cheese pretty well against. I haven't done it, but win with Captain Rex surviving. Let's see. Let's do some Empire. Oh yeah, we could do that. We throw in Stark. Yeah, let's do that. Empire. Stark. It's not a great conquest unless you have like .gg up in the background to tell you the easiest ways to do everything. Okay, third sister. Let's get third sister in there. And scout. Let's do scout. All right, let's do that. Let's see what happens. I've never tried this before. We don't really need to cheese critical damage, but if I can get a couple extra in, then, you know, we get a couple extra in. And if everybody dies before I get a couple extra in, then everybody dies before I get a... Oh, well, I did the wrong move. But then everybody dies before I get the couple extra in. No big deal. Dark side characters only. I need Drogon kills still. Okay. So let's get some of those Drogon kills and we'll call it a day on territory battles. Or territory wars. Fuck, man. Conquest. Losing my shit. Need some Drogon kills. We need need somebody fast. I'm going to throw Han in there just for the hell of it, because I don't plan on... He'll be getting his stuff up pretty quick. Alright, interesting. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Those grenades are a godsend. Get some more of these Drogons in there. Oh, I should have used her AoE. Oh well. Not really a big deal. Get you in there. Good. Oh, good. Just starting the train of things I don't want happening. Won't say no to more of that. Give Drogon his kills. And I think this is the last one, right? Of course. I was hoping Drogon would get that last kill. But the game never lets that work out the way that we want it to work out. Oh, alright. Doesn't matter. I got my 10. Nice. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Do I need any of these discs? I don't think so. We'll take an extra Amplify Agony just in case. In case it comes up. Got some Reva shards, so some shard shop currency. We'll get some more of that today. Let's see what territory battles is looking like, shall we? Now, this is another day. I was talking about this yesterday, where I do need to be a little bit more careful. We don't want to fill this, but I do want to put a few guys in here. So we'll put Zalbar. We'll throw that in there. I'm going to throw my Kyle Katarn in so that I don't have to do it tomorrow. I think I'm otherwise good. And I shouldn't need anything here because that is easy from yesterday. I don't need Hux. I'm gonna save Watt for now. Don't need Dengar. My guild needs Dengar. And there we go. Now, this I have successfully beaten every single month since getting them to R8. I know that today I'm going to mess it up. It really does require a high health Daka because of dash in the second phase. It does take some time though. Just like to sit and watch. in case anybody cares, yesterday I went with a vinaigrette. Today I went with like a smoked habanero. I'm digging the smoked habanero. Yeah, so I know that Hotbot can do the platoon assignments. I just haven't gotten in to put it through in the new system, right? The old system, you still had to do it manually, and they just sent you out a thing. Honestly, I should have used this week to set that up, just because I'm at home this week. But I wanted to spend time with you guys instead. So if any of my guild mates are watching, I apologize in advance or in the past for that. I will eventually set it up because I know it does make things easier. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. But we can place them without it. They'll usually get placed in the first like 4 to 5 hours or so. The first time I did this battle on auto, I actually thought it was impossible to auto. A guild member had asked me for my strategy on the battle, and I always auto P1 because P1's super easy. P1's a little bit tougher, and this is where we'll find out if I can even do it or not, right? Because of the opening AoE that's going to kind of happen from dash. Oh, okay, good. We got lucky. So I always put that first part on auto, and I hit auto and I walked away, and it usually takes about like 5 minutes or so. Godzilla, good morning or good afternoon. Thanks for joining us again, and I don't want to say having brunch with us, but enjoying TV with me. But anyway, I put it on auto for like 5 minutes and came back to my phone to take it off of auto and start the process of killing Hondo and doing part 2. And I came back and it was just done, and I had completed the mission. And that was the day that I found out that it was autoable, and I've been doing it. Oh wow, look at that! This is the first time in 7 events that I have not autoed that. That is, well, I'm 6 for 7. That sucks. You guys are bad luck, man. I had a bad TV this time, very much. Godzilla man, I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out in an hour. It looks like, let's go back and let's check it out. But it essentially looks like they're just, excuse me, cat, that's my salad. Don't be an asshole. It basically kind of looks like you're gonna have, they're gonna force you to, not force you to, but to give you some incentive to wail on it. These crystals, how many crystals can there possibly be in there? I know it's going to be like a daily kind of event thing. I don't think it's going to be a daily event for most people. I think it's just going to be a daily event for people that decide to go to 7 stars. We'll find out. We'll find out in about 40 minutes. Really do hate Dothamir, though. Empire. I need you. I need you. And let's do Tarkin. See what happens. Excuse me. That's my salad. Jeez.
Godzilla, I've heard very similar from people that they like just listening to something while they're doing their own conquest or they're doing their own territory battles. And I'm largely agreeing because it does help chatting with people and talking to people while I'm doing this. And, hopefully the strategies help people overall. Obviously, I'm doing them on auto. So if they're autoable or close to autoable or semi reliable on auto, then they're going to be pretty reliable on manual. You kind of see what works, what doesn't work, what works every month, what works most months, and go from there. I'm going to be rather spoiled by it this week, and next week when I have to go back to doing it while at work, it's going to be a little bit more boring, just because I won't have, people to talk to at the same time. Ziggy, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us again. I'm eating another salad. Right, we got a salad yesterday because my wife and I forgot to cook extra from dinner for lunch, and then yesterday we basically did the exact same thing. Um, we made mac and cheese because neither of us wanted to cook, and we realized we didn't have any more food. So we ordered salads again. Um, I know you guys enjoyed watching me eat yesterday, which was a little bit strange. It's kind of fetishized, but it's cool. I'm here to please. If we're talking about like a traditional salad, um, I like a little bit of parm on a salad. We were talking about this yesterday. I don't like soft cheeses. Weird texture thing for me, so I don't really do blue cheese. A blue cheese crumble is okay, but the sauces I'm not a big fan of. I do like shredded mozzarella on a salad, and you're gonna call me crazy, but hear me out. When I used to get salads at like a grocery store, you do like the salad bar. I used to put tortellini in my salad, which would kind of have the cheese inside it, and it sounds disgusting, but for some reason it worked really well. But if we're getting really traditional, a mozzarella or a parm, just kind of like grated over is 100% exactly what I want. I don't want anything more than that. Um, Ziggy, yeah, man. I've seen posts on like Facebook and everything where there's like the whole joke of like getting older is just like deciding, or being married is really just deciding what you want to eat, or fighting over what you want to eat every night for the rest of your life. Um, it gets easier though. Um, we have a lot of cookbooks, as Matt is kind of alluding to, and we have our staple recipes that we really like, and that we like to cook often. Um, what we did do years ago, and I would recommend people maybe doing this if they're not sure how to cook, is when we first moved in together, we did Blue Apron and HelloFresh for about a year. I know it's a little bit more on the expensive side, but we would get the recipe cards and we kind of learn cooking techniques, and we didn't have to go through the process of doing every little thing. And every week we'd get a little bit better at it until we decided, hey, we don't need this anymore. So now we just kind of come up with a menu on Sundays. We buy all the stuff for the week, and we know, there's like 20 or 30 recipes that we really like and we really enjoy. And then there's a few recipes that we have for like really for days that are um, like where I'm going to work much later and won't be home, so it'll be a lot quicker to cook those things. And you learn them over time. At 23, I couldn't I could make chicken nuggets. I'm almost 37 now, um, and it took a lot of years of trying and failing and just seeing what worked and what didn't work. Inquisitors here is such a pain. They either I'd say they're like 60-40 on being able to auto this, but they take so long just because you don't really have a reliable mechanic for keeping things dead. It's just like an, oh, will it happen, won't it happen kind of thing. Maybe which it helps it. That's the best way to look at it, man. Like that's it. If no one's gonna cook for you, you're not getting fed. What I recommend though is what I try to do is I try to have two or three really quick things. Um, Good afternoon, Andrew. Scared. How's it going? Um, what I what I try to do is I have a couple quick things that are just like emergency foods, um, and so that might be like a tortellini that I can just throw in the refrigerator or the freezer, or like a box of Kraft mac and cheese that I can just make super fast on a day that I just don't feel like cooking. Like chicken nuggets, just like frozen, so that even if I come home from work and I just don't want to cook that night, I can do it, and I can do it really quick. I agree, man. I am lame. Like, I don't know why people watch me. I don't understand. Does that make you guys lamer than me? I don't know how that works, but I agree. I am. Elon, you might, Elon rather, you might have missed it. Having a salad. I ordered from a salad place around here. Oh my god. I really just want them to die at this point. Nice. I think they are. I don't even care. Just let's get it over with. Thank God. I mean, see, the thing, Andrew, is I could remove you from the stream and be like, like, oh, I don't. But I just like I don't care to. If you want to talk about Lord Sussabunch, then that's fine by me. Uh, don't really have an ego about those things. What are we gonna do? Now I've done this two ways. Let's do it this way. Let's throw Malik in there. Let's throw Malgus in there. No, we don't want you in there. That's dumb. And let's throw you in there. It's one of the slowest possible ones that you could do. All the other ones are super easy. And let's pop that on you and go for it. I'll oh, you I didn't I didn't put the two and two together. Now I get it. I understand now. Um, yeah, Tish, I'm just trying new things. I've never tried it with no, because my tray is only R5. I'm not putting her to R7. Unless you're willing to, unless we're willing to whale on Jar Jar for me, then I'm not bringing her to R7. All of my stuff is going towards Jar Jar right now, and you know that. We talked about that last night, man. Um, yeah, you know, Dathomir is tough on auto. Ziggy, it's a real pain to do this one on auto. It's very hit or miss because of just the mechanics. I have heard that GG does really nicely here with Watt. I just don't have the rest of his team up yet. And 4 or 5 months ago, I might have brought them all to R7 to do this. But right now, again, it's not a priority for me. Gotta save all my mats. George, are you whaling on Boss Nass today? I am still autoing it. I do everything on auto. There's maybe 2 or 3 battles I don't auto. Um, I don't need to. I mean, I have to auto. No, I have to manual in day 6. There's a few battles, the fleet battles. Um, but other than that, I do everything because win or lose doesn't really matter so much. Um, I'd have to check in Discord what the GG team recommendation is. Someone's mentioned to me in the past. I've just never been able to confirm it. I've never been able to check on it because I don't have full R7 for those teams. But I can look at it for you. I know that your bots are a little bit stronger than mine are. We still in phase 1. God, I really hate this battle. No, I will not be whaling today, Jar Jar. Not Jar Jar. Ziggy. It doesn't make sense. I'm gonna have to. We've only got. We've got 4 marquees. I've only got 66,000 crystals. I know it seems like a lot, but when you need to whale on 4 marquees, you have to be very efficient about it. So we're not whaling on Boss Nass today. I don't have the resources to do that. We don't have the money to do that. Our goal is not whale on all 4 Gungans. Our goal is get Jar Jar day 1. And we're going to keep the eye on the prize. The hard part about that is going to be that we don't know what the cadence is going to be on these 4 marquees. And I know I'll be able to soft whale on Boss Nass. We don't know if we'll be able to soft whale on whoever's next, which, if it's in the same order, will be Captain Tarples. So that's where it's going to be. That's where it's going to be a little bit off. So we're going to go just kind of normal today, and hope for the best, and it'll get a little bit more interesting as we get to the end of these marquees.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're not whaling, everybody hopefully is gonna go for Boss Nass just because, right? Like he is. I just want to see. Um, I want to see how much mastery I have here. So we're gonna wait. Only got 56% mastery. Damn. Alright. Well, it's gonna be a while. Tarples did indeed have his heroic moment against GG, and he kicked ass. But you know what? So did Jar Jar. Right? You watch that Clone Wars cartoon, there's like 5 or 6 different instances of Jar Jar saving the day in relatively large scale battles. That's not the takeaway from Tarples. Okay, because I agree with you. Tarples is a smart guy. He gets a bad reputation just because he's associated with Jar Jar Binks. And I think, I think that I'm excited. I'm excited to see once the second character comes out. So again, probably Tarples. I'm excited for it because Boss Nass is pretty much useless right now. Right? He can't do damage. He has his leadership. I get why they released him first, but it's also kind of weird they released him first since you can't really do anything with him. So I'm excited once we see that second character to see where it goes from there. Alright, good. We got at least the zombie down. That's important. Almost. But we almost there. Come on. This could be annoying. I saw that everybody with their escape teams that they're thinking about, and I mean it'll be funny. I don't think it's bugged anymore. I know it used to be bugged in a way where you could cause people to lose because of that. All right. Um, I don't know if he's an escape character, but I've seen people say something about him. I did read his kit yesterday. It was kind of funny because we finished our stream, right? And then I saw some of you guys yelling like dev post, literally right as Bones and I finished. And I
had to go somewhere at that time anyway. So I did read his kit, but I didn't fully read his kit. I didn't look to double check if there was a portion of it that says that he escapes or not. So I have no idea. While we're doing this right now, honestly, I can check for you. While we're letting this run in the background, let's see. Bombad General. No mention? Yeah. Just the summon, it looks like. The summon escapes from battle if everybody's dead. That's it. Debuffs. Dispel all debuffs on... You know what? Since we're sitting here watching me do this battle anyway... Right? We're waiting for the battle anyway. Let's take this. Let's throw that there. Put this over the top of it, and let's find out together. Boss's command. Inflict offense down on target enemy. Call another random Gungan ally to assist, dealing 30% more damage. During his turn, he recovers 30 protection, 10% max protection until the end of the encounter, and inflicts vulnerable. Special 1, dispel all debuffs on Gungan allies. They gain 25% turn meter and retribution. All allies recover 20%. If there's an active shield generator, remove 1 stack of recharge, or Gungans get additional rolls or additional stuff. Special 2, intimidating order. Spell buffs on all enemies. If an enemy was buffed, remove 25% turn meter. If there were separatists, remove 50% turn meter. Interesting. Inflict target enemy with expose for 2 turns, and inflict all enemies with defense down 2 damage over time. So that's why, because he can technically do damage. By the way, in the background, we've won this battle, so that's nice. First unique. At the start of the battle, he loses 75% health. His leader gives protection, speed down, extra protection. So basically, let's see. So it looks like he just does some damage over times. Right? It looks like there's just a few damage over time things that he does. Outside of, what's going on with his kit. Alright, we are done with Dathomir, which is nice, because this planet is so much faster. Yeah, I was planning on only doing R5, or really R5 to R7 on the Gungans, but R9 on Jar Jar. After seeing Boss Nass's kit yesterday, I plan on R9ing all of them, and I think I'm gonna do all of the Omicrons on them. I don't care. I'm not gonna be able to get them all to R9 right away, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get them all to R9. I'm gonna get all of the Omicrons, and we're just gonna have some fun with it. This will be the first full meme team that I'm doing, and I think that they're worth it. I think that they are fun. I think that they're exciting. I think they have some silly stuff going on, and I'm here for it. Let's see. Almost done, right? Almost done.
I didn't see it is unique when the shield. You know what? Honestly, I just very, very briefly read it, just trying to gloss over it. So even more with the shield generator. This is why I can never be one of those content creators that reads the kits and talks about the kits constantly, because I I just glaze over things and go, oh, let me speed read this as fast as I can. Let's do that, and that doesn't end up well for me. We got 12 minutes. You think we can get through the rest of these battles in 12 minutes to do the Boss Nass event, like, right away? I can't promise that I'll be as exciting as Arnold is when he does his stuff. I'm sure he has a weird Boss Nass sex mask and, like, skin suit. I don't. We'll have fun either way. I'll have fun. Whether you have fun is up to you. There we go. Perfect. Obviously, I'm off from work this week, so tomorrow is gonna be the last, unfortunately, very sad last day that we're gonna be doing an everyday stream. But I do really appreciate everybody who's been showing up. It's been very exciting to chat with everybody. We are still gonna be doing we are still gonna be doing our Sunday brunch. Normally Sunday brunch starts with like 7 or 8 roster reviews before we do like TB and Conquest and all that stuff. Today there's probably not going to be as much in terms of roster reviews, or this Sunday, just because I've been doing them all week. So I don't have a backlog of a week's worth of them. But we will, I'll pop my mimosa, we'll chat, we'll do our TBs, we'll do our Conquest, we'll have some fun. I always enjoy waking up in the morning with you guys, having a cup of coffee. As far as Arnold, I think he's different. He is an entertainer, and I used to give him a lot of shit for that pretty often, and I try not to anymore, because it is, like you said, I think Ziggy, right, is a whole different level of content creation, and it's intended to be fun to watch, and he can be very fun to watch, and he is very animated. He is very animated, and that's not for me, but it is for a lot of people, and it does make the community fun. So I have definitely changed my stance in that regard, and I do think it helps bring the community together, and I do know, and I have heard personally from people who have told me specifically that they, even when they've quit the game and during their times being away from the game, they would still watch his content, and that his content was part of the reason they came back to the game. So I gotta give him credit for that. 100%, hands down. Without a doubt, it's awesome to have some really great it's awesome to have a really great community of fun creators, and although he is on another level, there are a lot of creators who collaborate and do fun things and work together and help each other out, and I'm kind of finding that out now. So that it's been cool to be a recent addition to that type of mentality. All right, this battle should be almost done. Well, we're gonna try the light side ones. They're the interesting thing about day 4 light side is that once you have the platoons, it is super easy. Like, it is beyond a joke how easy it is. But without the platoons, it can be a little bit tough. But we'll do it. We'll try it. We should have time. Rex, you a teacher too? Educator, winter break. see, we got one more here. Got a few options we could do here. I already used some of the options I would have normally used. Let's see, can I do this with just dark side characters? I'm gonna do something that I've never done before. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. And the reason I'm doing it is to keep some light side characters. And again, I don't really need the win here. So we're just gonna throw some light side characters together. And just see if this mishmash can do it. And we're gonna go on this ride together. I feel that, man. Best of luck to you. You know, finding something in the short term. I know it can be tough. A few of my friends are kind of in the in-between time right now. So, you know, best of luck. It'll come up soon. Let's see. Huh. This might work. That's kind of funny. Look at that, the mishmash. Maybe. Maybe. We let them all take their turns, get their dots up. All right, look at that. Very nice, very cool. Tried something new, it worked out. It makes up for all of the teams that I normally win with losing. Okay, so I can increase this because I don't have any more dark side that need to do anything. We might only have 1 or 2 more battles left because all right, let's do Jedi here. All right, let's just try it. See what happens. Yeah, that full auto, it works beautifully. In day 4, it doesn't work as great until you get the platoons. So I don't know if this is going to work, but it works sometimes. It doesn't work other times. I'm glad that I saved gas because I almost did gas 501st in neutral for the easy win, and then I would not have had... Well, I could have gone to the other node, and then I might have been able to do it by throwing in an extra. With Kyle Katarn, this would probably be very easy, but I gave mine to platoons so that I don't have to give it tomorrow. This is a fairly long battle, not a terribly long battle. So towards the end of it, we'll probably skip the fleet battle today and just go right to the Boss Nass Marquee, so that we can kind of experience that together for the fun of it. Please use a key. Widget. Well, we'll go from there. Okay. Yeah, I don't have back at 7 stars yet. I again, I've said this. I slowed down my Beck farm so that I'm not burning crystals on him when I don't know how many I'll need. once we hit tomorrow and I have to max this planet, then I can burn through it with pretty much anything, right? Everything will get through this very quickly, very easily. All of the assists, it's just a fun battle. If you've never done, for anyone who hasn't done day 4, it's a very silly battle when you have all the platoons because there's just so much assisting that goes on. Let's see, what do we got? All right, let's do this real fast. Then we'll go into that event. We'll do you here, and let's take Rex. Let's just do this. Don't need the win, doesn't matter. Right after this battle, we will go into the marquee. We'll try it out. We'll see what it looks like. We'll see how fun Boss Nass is. We'll see if they actually put the other characters in, or if we're just going to be using other ridiculous Galactic Republic characters. It'll be a learning experience, and again, it'll be the first time I'm doing a marquee and actually paying attention to what things say. Ever. Like, literally ever. Yeah, they can be strange about that, which, like, I get it. They don't want to do anything with the kits, and they don't, like, they're still toying with it. But just use the art or something to show us something cool, like... Alright. Moment of truth. We're almost there. Find out what happens with this marquee. Getting all these guys dead. Alright. Almost. Knocking down the stacks. Okay. This is the moment of truth. We are in it for the marquee. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what Boss Nass looks like. Well, we know what he looks like, right? But we're going to see a little bit maybe about how he plays. I'm going to make sure that I don't max out my energies ahead of time. See which whales in my guild decide to max him out right now. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. Which whales decide to max him out right now. See if any of them decide to buy me a pack. I know they won't, and that's okay. Let's go for it. Alright, so this is how... Oh, so there's... For every star level, and you get them each day. Oh, Relic 5 Boss Nass. Okay. Alright, so Godzilla, this is what you were asking about before, how all this stuff is going to work. I mean, an ejector cell and handles... Well, no, you probably don't need them. Chromium transistors. I guess if nothing else, if you're spending the $300 to bring these guys to 7 stars right away, I guess at least you're getting something. And their goal here
is to see if they can convince more people to whale on things. And it sounds like they are doing that for all of the Gungans, and they'll probably use that as on a basis to see what's up. Let's see. Protect the shield generator. It's critical for Gungans to achieve victory. For demonstrative purposes, Qui-Gon will have the Gungan tag during this battle. This version of the character is not obtainable and is only used in this event. Okay. So Qui-Gon Jinn is a Gungan. Qui-Gungan Jinn. I am pleased to announce the addition of Boss of Oda Gunga. I didn't know his name was Rugor. Respected Necentris and Kura Gungan, who served as the boss of the Gungan people between the Boo. Alright. Dispel debuffs. Dispel all debuffs and they gain turn meter. That makes sense. That seems like something we want to do. That's going down. And you can see Boss Nass has very little health because of his unique. And I'm assuming that the teams that kind of negate protection are going to be a fairly hard counter to these guys. His his animations aren't that slow, which is nice. So you remember, like, Bad Batch had really slow animations. They fixed it, but Princess Nessa had really, really slow animations. So it seems like they've kind of sped them back up again, and they're doing smaller things. Which is good. The one thing I am surprised about, you know, he's a lot smaller than I expected. I guess that was necessary, that they had to do that if they wanted to do the shield generator. Just because even if he wasn't the one that had the shield generator, you would still... Okay, so I need to get him now. If he was the only one that had... Even if he wasn't the one with the shield generator, you would still need to... have it in the ally slot at some point, to some degree. Getting the 3 stars. Get some of this stuff on him. Alright, well, we're going to bring him up to G11 just because we can. Should I buy one marquee pack just to see if I get like the 300? That would be like freaking nuts. I used to do that, but I feel like if I only get 5, it's going to be such a huge waste. What do we think? One marquee pack? Do we do it? Or do I play it smart? I don't know. I need somebody to talk me out of this, because I'm one of those people that kind of goes, oh man, like maybe what if it happens? Yeah, all right, we'll do that right away. Now, I do plan on getting all of the Omicrons, but I also need to say, sell my house. Yeah, it isn't worth shit. But because I'm not going to be really using him right away, we're going to hold off on that Omicron for now. We actually, wait till tomorrow. Wait till tomorrow. Ooh, okay. Maybe we'll wait till tomorrow to do that. I see a couple people saying do it. I see some of you saying be smart.
Some of you are like, just wait till tomorrow. Do it tomorrow. All right, I'll figure out mods for him later, though. I don't know. It's calling us. Look at that. Look at that 0.1% chance to get him 330. Oh man. $30. No, I'm not paying $30. Oh, all right. We'll keep discussing it while we do this other tier right here, right? Because we're allowed to do this tier. We get shit for Carbantes, but it's free. I don't have to come back and do it every day. He has no mods on him yet, so he might die. I didn't put anything on. I'm assuming you're gonna want like speed mods with all protection on them. Well, this is like the easiest. Like it's not even a battle. All right, I'm gonna buy one marquee pack. That's it, single one. And wait, what does this say? Is it 12 out? Oh, okay, so it resets at your daily reset. All right, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be annoyed if I don't get my 330. If I get, because I know I'm gonna have to soft whale on him. So if we, nope, that's the wrong app. So we need 12.99 divided by 80. So we just need 16 shards, really, right? That's it. If I get anything over the 15, we've made out in terms of the ROI on soft dwelling, right? So yeah, it'll be nice if I get the 330. Like that'll be freaking awesome. I'll be very excited for it. But if we get anything over 15, the ROI is the same as soft whaling, which means, let's see, 0.09, 0.11, 0.13, 23, 25. So we have a 0.35 chance for the ROI to be fairly decent on this in terms of soft whaling, right? And again, if I get that, then it's great for my Jar Jar farm, right? Then we're in a good place for the Jar Jar farm, and I'm super excited about that. If we don't get that, I'm going to be mad at everybody, and I'll just be grumpy for the rest of the day. All right, so that's how it's going to go. What I am going to tell you, reminder, I've got my Jar Jar fund. That's my Jar Jar Day 1 fund. Everything's going towards Jar Jar, so help a brother out. Let's do it. Let's see what this looks like. 7. So, oh my god, jack shit. That's annoying, right? That's annoying, but it's not awful. Yeah, it wasted a few credits or crystals or whatever. No big deal. I think we'll do that for each one. Well, I'm going to have to do that for the next one. I think we're going to have to hard whale on the second two. So for that, we're just going to hope for, maybe that's where the 300s are going to be, right? If we screw it up now, and then when we do the phalanx and the warrior, whatever the other guy is called, I meant 7, whatever the other guy is called, maybe we'll get lucky with the 330 there. So with that said, guys, thank you for joining me today. Again, about tomorrow, we'll do pretty much the same thing. We did set up earlier today a Discord server. People have been asking me about it. It's fairly bare bones right now. I'm still working on it, but I wanted to put something in there. We're gonna use it for notifications. We're gonna use it for Q&A for Tales Off the Holotables episodes, right? I think it'll be cool if I let you guys know who I'm gonna talk to ahead of time, so that I can maybe ask some questions that you guys want to hear from some of your favorite content creators. We're gonna use it for roster reviews as well in terms of streamlining that process. So go check it out. It's in my profile. It's on Reddit. Again, super bare bones at the moment. But as people message me, the things that we need to get done, we'll slowly get that done over time. Maybe I'll buy another pack tomorrow. We'll see what happens tomorrow and how annoyed I am with that 7. But with that said, hopefully you have better luck than I did. Ziggy, it's in my YouTube profile. Okay, I didn't put it in my Twitch profile yet. I don't know how to do that. I gotta look at Twitch to see how to do that. I'm not super familiar with it, but it is in my Discord, my YouTube profile. It is on my Reddit. You can just message me on Discord directly, Egnards, Egnards, and I'll help you out with it. And the goal is to just make it, I know there's tons of communities, but to make it a place where, adults can have reasonable conversation. And I don't want to over moderate people, but just where we're, kind of respectful of that and where we can make everything work. So with that said, have a great day. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully tomorrow we get better luck. Hopefully you guys, if you decide to buy a pack, you guys get better luck. If you do get better luck, let me know. Message me, hit something wherever, and